Wow. Welcome back, guys. What a day. Tuesday, June 9th. Oh boy. This was a crazy, crazy day. 24 points range top to bottom. Uh Today's daily candle is larger range than any other day we've had. I just looked back a little bit just this year. Um I don't know how far back. This was in December of last year. 648, 671. Yeah, no. So, yeah, huge day today. Look at this. Yeah, 24 points top to bottom. Um, Targets the downside were hit on the daily, hit the bottom Bollinger, but actually when we were down here, I mean, this bottom Bollinger was way down here. So, since we had this huge, the retrace was huge. The bottom Bollinger came up, filled the gap down there also, another target. 1 point today, or sorry, one candle, one minute candle was larger than most of the whole day on this grind up since April. Like all these days, we had an over 4 point candle today, and a lot of these days are 4 points or less. So crazy day, very easy to get in trouble on a day like today. IV in the 40s a lot of the time, super expensive. Let's review. Let's review some of the 0 day options. Small account challenge. I'm wondering if part of the range is accelerated because of the PDT. I'm not sure. I mentioned that in the video the other day because this was a big range too, but today was even quite a bit larger. So market conditions might be fluctuating and might have changed now that there's no PDT. I'm not sure, but it's a little scary because most people that trade retail or most individual traders are losing money. So without PDT, it's just going to be a faster process. Anyways, yeah, let's check out what's going on here. Yeah, IV started high. I mean, it's been elevated since the sell-off on Friday, and today we actually gapped up a little bit. So here's the gap fill down here. I marked it. There's a lot of other marks down here that I since deleted. Just different targets for the bears. I was very patient today, this morning, and I was picky too, which it's good to be picky. I missed some trades because of it, but overall, just yeah, grateful I didn't blow up my account. I had this grind up. I charted purple. I'm like, maybe it's just kind of a buying channel. Didn't really have a whole lot of clarity on bullish controlled selling, and that's probably because there wasn't any bears were controlling all this. But I did put gray in here from this support right there just in case. Looked like it could be. Broke purple. I considered getting a put on the break there, but like I said, I was trying to be very picky today. This was just a grind. There was no structure. Came down. I had gold. I'm trying to think when I first found gold. Might have been up here, but it's possible it wasn't until here. No, I did. I remember I had it here, and I was like, when it start coming down to look like it was gonna break it, it's like I'm not gonna take it here. There's not really good structure. It's like I'll just wait for a cup to close. Like I said, I was being picky. I was hoping to inverse cup close and a handle to retest that gold, or it even could come down and retest the gray here if this was legit. But at this point, I still was pretty unconfident with my charting just because of, I guess, early price action, and I didn't see a whole lot. Also at this point in the day, 5 and 20 day moving average were both like right here. So this is like a perfect, that was also another consideration for puts, was just a retest, or sorry, resistance on those two moving averages. But I don't like to just do that typically because it doesn't usually work out just like a perfect retest like that. But yeah, consider the purple, and I was like, I'll just be patient. Gold also, I was like, I'll be patient. No, there wasn't like a little structure here. A little microstructure would have been nice. If you came up and grabbed a head here, grab that shoulder and then break. So yeah, did this selling in green, and it was a little tough to watch it just perfectly just drop down on this green I charted. It was difficult to see that happen because I had it charted right. I just wasn't too confident in it yet, and there wasn't structure, and so I didn't follow myself too much. I was just like, yeah, okay. And because at that point this was a large move. That was 6 points. That's crazy. That was 6 points right there. So Ivy started pumping from that. Of course, that already bumped it up. Let's see. My first trade was a canceled trade, actually. So where was that? Okay, that's right. Wow. Okay, so did all that. I charted the gold. This is all I had charted at the beginning. As I said, I don't have a whole lot. This red, I wouldn't even say this is an algo. I mean, call it an algo, call it whatever you want. But having these channels or algos on like the kind of the larger scale has been very helpful. And most days you don't get selling or buying in this kind of more clean, larger structure, I feel like. But if I can find it and I see it, it's like makes it so much easier for managing risk and finding entries, just literally at the tops for puts and closing them at the bottoms. Again, it doesn't usually work out on like this. I guess trend days maybe it will, but it's a lot easier than just trying to catch the precision, which today the precision was very, very obvious also. But we lacked, to me, nice looking structure, clean breaks and increased volume and everything like that. And then the selling was just perfect, but there was the head and shoulders didn't ever look good to me. So anyways, missed that one. I missed this one too, actually. Broke the gold, and I kind of roughly had gray for a profit target on that if it broke, just because of up here, but flushed through that. And I could have even jumped in here on a chase, but I wasn't even too confident in gray at that point still, because the selling was just so, I don't know how to describe it, but controlled in a way, but just, yeah, the sellers were definitely controlling everything. So it's kind of, I don't know, hard for me to read. But looking back on, of course, hindsight, like this is a nice retest on resistance on gray, as well, of course, the top of this red. I didn't have this red charted until down here, though. But, I mean, that gray, if you give it a little bit of flexibility, it's like a nice little retest. You could use that for your risk. But again, yeah. Anyways, so missed that move down. And this was basically all my targets were right here. Gap fill right here. And then this was cup close from, I think, yesterday. Yeah, this was yesterday's low. There was another target down here, which was another low on the 30-minute. Let's look at the 30-minute real quick. This is DG's. He's on Eric's Discord. You can find that link in the description below. He's also Spy Day Trading on YouTube, but he's banned like half the time. So, yeah, he's not always updating on there, but he's on the Discord. Anyways, we got 5-day here, and it crossed over the 20, which is bearish. And so, yeah, one of the targets that I had, this was yesterday's low, so that's a cup close. This was Friday's low, so that's a big move. That's a big target. And then we also have this blue for support. Of course, busted through all those, but as we're coming down, we're just hitting them one after the other. I missed that one also. And, or wait, no, wait, where am I? Oh, yeah. Okay, so I missed this one. It bounced, it came up. I actually think I put red in right about there, just from these three right here. And again, this is kind of just like a channel, I guess. So I guess you could trade it if it's respecting it. Kind of reminds me of Tori trades, how she just trades trend lines, and maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm not sure. I'm just kind of following Eric along. It's a little different than that, from my understanding, but it seems like when you're just trading the trend line, it's pretty much the same thing. Anyways, so right here. Oh yeah, at 11. Okay, so I actually got call. I put a limit order for a call somewhere in here with gold being my stop. But this range was already so big. Look at 736, 738. Yeah, it's over a point right there. Broke the green, and I'm like, somewhere in here, I put an order for calls. It was a limit order. When Ivy gets higher, I'm a little bit more of a stickler on my fills. Sometimes your spreads start widening. They probably were today. I wasn't paying attention actually, but they probably started widening some. Which doesn't matter a whole lot. You're only trading a couple contracts, but once you have you know, 10 SPX or 50 SPX, it's gonna matter a whole lot. Anyways, gold for my stop. It never got filled. It rallied up here and I canceled it. I want to mention that just because I did see a nice little trade here, a little retracement trade. And anyways, yeah, so canceled that. It came up and I did have red at that point. This structure wasn't great looking to me, but I was like, it's at a resistance. And so I actually got a put right here on this candle. I was a little late on it because I think I just charted it. It's a little late on it. I was like, this is within the margin of error, I'd say. And I got it somewhere early on this candle. Went in my favor. I could have literally just taken profits right there. 36. Yeah, that's 1 point candle. Got it in there. This thing rallied up, broke, and closed above it. And I was just like, oh man, this range is so big. I don't even want to mess with trying to catch heads like this. Still, I mean, not like early, but we just hadn't really had good structure yet. This didn't look like a head by any means. This red, I was, wasn't super confident with, I guess. And I just, yeah, I didn't want to try and hold something this large after it broke through that. I'm like, nope. So first trade was a red one, 11.12 to 11.14, 74 cents to 63 cents. So not bad relatively. And then, I mean, what I really could have done and what I did right after was like, I should have just like gave myself a little more headroom. But again, it's a wedge trade and I'm not as confident in these. In that chart, that channel, I wasn't too confident either, but you can see if you just extend it a little bit, give it a little more room. Anyways, if this, like I said, if this looked more like a head, then maybe I would have been more willing to hold. Stop that right there, but that would have been a nice one. I don't know if I would have made it all the way down there. 7-point drop, but would have been good. Next one was a put at 11.23 right here. So like I missed it here as well as here. Bad structure to me. I don't really see the structure, but it is breaking. It is selling this channel. So, I mean, yeah, you could say, okay, here's a head and shoulder, but it's ugly to me. Anyways, it broke here. I was kind of patient on it and got it on pretty nice fill, I think, if I'm remembering this one right, on a little retrace, little green candle retrace. It's kind of scary because, again, the structure didn't look good to me, and this range is huge. So, got a little on the retrace, and I actually tried to get another limit because it came up a little further, and I didn't get filled, or I didn't actually end up triggering it. I was going to, and I'm like, no, I should just stick with one. That's fine. That's too bad because that was an awesome trade and would have been, I don't know. I feel like if I had more contracts than one, I might have sold my first one too soon. It's like when I only have one, I'm just like, I do my best to just hold that thing. If I have two or basically more than one, I'm just thinking, let me just take some here, take some here, take some here. So I want to get better at waiting longer with more contracts and then selling more on that first sell and then holding a small amount for the runners. But anyways, this one came down. I'm like, it might not stop at gray. That's happened to me before where I chart something and just like totally not even selling in that. So I did put this here just in case, and this looks so easy to hold now, but this was actually hard for me to hold. It was pretty far away from the green too. Like each of these candles, I'm like, oh boy, if the next one just rips, it could still be in the selling channel, but come all the way back up here. So yeah. Anyways, held through that. I got this one for $1.27. So IIV, expensive contracts, it was a 733. So came here and I was like trying to do other stuff. I don't even remember what I was trying to distract myself with something else. I'm like, I gotta just hold this thing. And so yeah, I held through this candle. Was able to hold through that one. And then we were, let's see, on the 30-minute, we were close. We're close to some target. I can't remember. I had different lines drawn here that I got rid of, but for 732.75. Yeah, I think this was the blue or the green on the 30-minute. We were close to it, and then so I took it here. I didn't want to wait. I was like, okay, I could wait for a green candle. I could wait for break of green, but it was so far from green at that point, and a green candle could just be so huge. So that's what will come with confidence. I'll be able to hold. And with, of course, having more contracts would have been easier. If I took one here, I could have held another one for a break of green, or even this green candle. Again, this price, this selling was just so glorious. But on that one contract, which I did not look at the P&L the entire time, which was very helpful, there was a limit to open, and I market to close, $1.27 to $2.42, just because this range is so large. Sold it on this one, got it there, and yeah, I was set. I was like, all right, cool. That's pretty much all I need. But I wanted to be available, so watch this continue to sell, and that contract went up another dollar actually. Did the same thing. My next trade was, let's see, 1134. So I'm trying to catch a zombie again, a retracement. Waited for green to break. Had gold for my control or my risk. Got a call on this candle. This thing was hard to hold. This call was actually a little further out of the money. It was 730. No, what is it? 734. Where are we? Oh yeah, 734. So right here. At that point, it didn't seem far out of the money because that was like just a few minutes ago. But once it started consolidating like this and building liquidity, the theta decay on that thing was insane. So I bought it here, like not a bad fill. And I wasn't looking at the price, and it comes down. I was like, almost closed it here, just about. And because I did look at the price somewhere in here, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Or no, maybe it was later. Anyways, came down. I held through this. It rallied up. I think I looked at it somewhere in here, and it was red. It was still red. I was like, what? So then I was like, all right, my strike's too far out. The theta decay on these things is insane because the IV's high, and if we're just building liquidity like crazy, this is bad. So if I had one closer to the money, it probably would have worked, but I did not want to spend that much on it. Oh, it was $1.39. That makes more sense. For some reason, I thought it was 39 cents. Yeah, that's crazy. So bought 1134. It did all this. It came up. I mean, it was green, maybe like $10 here, but I was kind of waiting for top of red or just like a bigger green. I don't know. I was just hoping it would kind of keep going, but when I noticed just how bad the theta decay was, I thought I need to just look for an exit on this thing and not try and really worry about it. So held through all of here and actually closed it on this candle for break even. So missed a little better exit there, but this thing came down, retested. Sure, I could have gotten one of these candles, but realistically, it probably would have been this one. It would have been very red. So glad I got out of that one. It did the same thing. I mean, it was using gold. It was building liquidity. It's just very small structure here. So what did I do? Yeah, right here. I got to put it right here. It happened here. It happened here. It happened here. I mean, sometimes the market will give you three setups exactly the same. Usually by the time you're on that third one, it's doing something different. But in this case, it did. It wasn't as clean. It broke here, and I was thinking I'm not even going to get it. And then I was like, I should. And so my kind of hesitation gave me a nice fill, actually, because this rallied up, and I got it on a green candle. And I was going to use gold for my stop. And I'm like, well, hopefully it just works. I don't have to mess with it, even though this is tight structure. Yeah, it worked nice. Came down. Didn't want to be greedy on it. I was kind of looking at the price at that point because I was like, this was kind of just icing for me. And yeah, nice big red candle. Gave me green candle, which I considered. And let's see. Wait a minute. Where am I? 56. I closed at the beginning of this green candle because it just dinged my bell for breaking green. So I was trying my hardest to hold to break green, and I did. So sold it right here, which was another awesome one. $1.64 to $2.27. And yeah, super grateful for those trades. Came down. I was hitting all sorts of price targets. Down here, I actually bought some shares of SPYM on the long term. This was very close to the bottom on the daily Bollinger, like I was showing you in the beginning. There was still a gap fill down here. I've got about, I guess, 10 entries I'm going to make. And so this was one of them. I took it right here. Charted this gold once it started bouncing, broke the green. I guess I could have gotten more in here. It was just, the structure was looking even worse down here. This was much more of a grind. But this is the candle, that the 1 minute candle that's bigger than most trading days range, just right here, 4 points. So if you imagine a whole day watching 1 minute candles, then they're all within this one candle. Just put that into scale for you, like crazy. I think this was a news candle. I didn't really check on it, but suppose I could have gotten puts here, and just this range right here though is large. If you get them like nice timing and then it comes up, it's like big range. So lack of structure. I'm fine. I didn't catch this candle by any means. Came down and I got another fill somewhere down here on some more for the long term, because then it was fully in the bottom Bollinger and the gap filled. So my next target for long-term shares will be if 5-day crosses above 20, another bottom Bollinger test, 200-day test, and I think that's it. Those are my different buy spots. So some of those are on the way up, some of them are dip buys. I guess at this point the main dip buy would be 200-day. Might do bottom Bollinger. We'll see though. If 5-day starts trending down with bottom Bollinger, I'll be pretty patient on bottom Bollinger buys. I might wait for us to trade above 5-day at least, because we might be in a trend down for a bit. So anyways, yeah, came down, broke red here. Could have gone long. I mean, that it doesn't always rally like this. Oftentimes it builds liquidity. I guess since all the targets were kind of hit to the downside, gap fill, bottom Bollinger, makes sense there would be some serious buyers. It was kind of trending in this channel for most of the day to that point, so I'm not too bummed about like really catching any calls here or anywhere really. This buying was, I mean, this range is insane. This is 10 points, like from here to here, 22, yeah, right here to here is 10 points. So you catching 5 points here, you could have done it almost on accident. But at that point for me, I was up plenty, and I'd already juiced and milked as much as I could through here, I felt like, and to try and get calls. Like, I don't know, I only had one trade left in the account too. Like, I could trade the Weevil, but yeah, I kind of expected a little more of a grind. But again, I guess since the targets were meant to the downside, it makes sense it'd be a bit more of a rally back to safety. So yeah, it came up. I guess you could take VWAP for profits after break here. I didn't really have anything charted at the upside, like for managing risk or anything. Of course, this is later, so I wouldn't have this then. I don't know what I would have, but anyways, I didn't have anything there, and I think that was, no, it wasn't. Came up, I was distracting myself with other stuff. I didn't really care to trade it unless it broke down here, or potentially broke up here to go long. Came up, came down, liquidity, made a little move here. We're coming up, it was 330. I thought it might want to come down, we might continue selling. I saw this candle and I just got a put, and I was like, I'm gonna grab a put here because it's little head and shoulder, just that little structure. Even though I wasn't in like charting area or anything, and I was kind of in the middle of a wedge, kind of took it just as a tight managed risk with the green right here and this little head and shoulder. So I took it. It went in my favor in the first 2 candles, and I was like, I'm not gonna wait for green on this. This is crazy. That was like a whole point this late in the day. So I just took profit. It was 53 cents to 73, which is a good trade for me on this small account on a regular day. So I just literally went in and out real quick on that one. Let's see. Yeah, it was on, actually both of them were on this candle. Bought it here, sold it like here, which was perfect. That's really all I needed. And yeah, so that was my last trade on there. And I guess I'm trying to not have buying power when I'm trading well and the price action's good. I'm not like necessarily trying to use it all, but I found that on the days that I'm red, I'm running out of buying power pretty early, just probably from over trading. And my green days, I'm ending the day with buying power, so I'm basically trying to put the throttle on when things are going well as much as I can. So there are the trades today, not many, which is beautiful. I love it. No fat fingers today like yesterday, and today worked out well. Here's the panel from today. Nice green day. Helpful for that. And that was that. Sorry for the delay. Yeah. So sub up, like up, comment down, hat money, sticks around. See you guys tomorrow. Peace out.